Mr. Northey, thank you so much.
You bet.
Iowa's Secretary of Agriculture. I'm going to assume you're out here at the State Fair every day.
Every day.
What's it like for you to come to the State Fair in your position? I
Well,
mean, you can't walk 5 steps, can you?
You know, there's so much going on, and still at the end of the day, you miss some of the great things that you'd like to see. But there's all kinds of folks from all over the state that I get to see sometimes just at the State Fair. The different projects, the non-farm folks that want to ask about what's going on and what this means, and it's just a great celebration of agriculture.
That's important to you, isn't it? The non-farm folks who want to understand agriculture better, because they're seeing a lot of things for the first time, aren't they? And they want explanations, and that's an opportunity for you, isn't it?
It really is. You know, fairs long ago started off as competition to kind of showcase the best and the brightest and how to grow more animals that were make better meat and grow crops better, and everybody was involved in agriculture. Now, even in Iowa, a lot of folks aren't directly involved in agriculture, and this is their exposure to agriculture. So they get out here, they get to see kids work with animals and lead a little 10-year-old girl leading a 1,200-pound steer around and wonder why that works.
Those are the memories that you want them to leave the fair with, don't you?
They are.
You want them to know agriculture is alive and well and thriving.
Yes, we do, and it is. And in Iowa, it's a very important thing that's going on in this state is agriculture. It's helped our economy a lot. We've had kind of a tough year. We've been very dry. And I've talked to some farmers as well that said, I just want to have fun at the State Fair. I want to forget what's out in those fields out there. There'll be plenty of time for that this fall.
Yeah, just enjoy a week and a half.
That's right.
Take a load off.
That's right.
Tell me a little bit about your memories growing up and coming to the State Fair. Spirit Lake, correct?
Spirit Lake, about 4 hours northwest of here.
And you're a farmer's son. You're
Yes.
One in many lines of generations. Of
Several
Northeys.
generations, absolutely.
What was it like to come? I'm guessing you came and showed
We
livestock.
did a little bit. I showed steers growing up, and showed in my county fair, and then we have a regional fair up there that's a Spencer Fair, the Clay County Fair, and I showed there some, but I came a couple years as well to the State Fair. It's a long ways to haul livestock around, and I wasn't super active in that arena, but I did, and those are great memories.
How old were you?
I would have been probably 15 years old, 16 years old.
So coming to the big city,
Absolutely.
that was the Super Bowl,
Staying
wasn't it?
overnight down here and all those kinds of things, yeah.
I'm guessing your definition of fun back then is a little different than fun today.
Yes,
What
yes.
did you do back there?
Shorter, earlier nights now.
Yeah, exactly. What do you do as a 15-year-old at the fair when you're a teenager and you come up here?
Well, first of all, you're taking care of your steer, and you're hanging around with the other kids that are bringing steers out here as well. You're spending a lot of time feeding them, taking them out in the evenings for tie-ups and making sure that they're ready. For a steer, you think you just kind of walk them into the show ring, but there's hours and hours of preparation, getting their hair just right so that you cover up any shortages that animal has and emphasize the good things that animal has.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you get some time to be able to run around and see some of the other things at the fair. Eat, you know, the fair is a great place to eat
What
all
was your
kinds of foods.
on-a-stick weakness?
Oh, I know pork chop on a stick is just so, you know, I can't stay away from that. And then everything else that's here too.
So you have 3 daughters.
3 daughters.
Do you bring them here? Do they show at
did.
all? Have they carried on the tradition?
They didn't show any animals, but they participated in 4-H and did presentations down in the 4-H building, and still talk about that. Now they're all in their 20s, and they still talk about coming down and what a good experience that was to give the presentations. They also, if they had good projects at home, whether it's photography or baking or other kinds of things, they got selected from their own county fair to be one of the State Fair entries. And so they had some of those projects down here as well.
I'm guessing it was a different kind of nervous showing your own livestock versus going and, you know, keeping your fingers crossed that your daughters do well on their competitions.
There is.
Father.
You know, it is great fun to watch your kids really in 4-H and at fairs kind of almost grow up right in front of you. I mean, you can see that this year they're more comfortable than what they were last year, and that they had something go wrong on stage, the mic didn't work and it didn't shake them completely, and you just almost see these kids grow up right in front of you.
And it helps if it's in front of a room full of curious onlookers, doesn't it?
It does, and it's a, you know, fairs, while there's great competition and there's certainly judging that's involved, it is still a very safe environment as well.
Yes.
And so
they want you to do well.
Absolutely. As you look out in that crowd, almost everybody is glad they're not up in front of everybody, and they're all pulling for that person to do well, especially if something goes wrong that's not of their control, for that to all work out.
Spoken like someone who's been there as a 15-year-old. You remember that well, don't you?
Absolutely.
But Secretary, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.